gave you guys two functions for free, okay? One of these functions, get conversion, it requires two arguments. We pass them here when we call it on the left, on line 20, line 23, 25, and 28. This function fires. It does some black magic. If the request is successful, if the request gives us back a 200 response, that means it was successful. You guys are also going to start memorizing response codes. Who here has ever heard of a response code? Okay, response code is basically when we call an API, we say, hey, how'd the request go? Was it successful? Was it a failure? Did you not allow me to do that? There are hundreds of response codes. 200 mean that we did it successfully. 500 means we did not do it successfully. 400 means that the API understood what we told it to do, but it did not allow us to do it. Because we cannot allow the end user to do whatever they want. Imagine that I open up my API for my bank account and I just allow users to add money to their bank account. No, that is not how it works. They cannot simply call the API whenever they want, willy-nilly. Okay, so on line 28, we see that in the event of a success, we fire off a function. Line right here, update functions. And what do we pass it? The from, the to, and the conversion rate. Afterwards, in our update results, we look for the value of the input. Right here. Let me compare this right here. On line 12, what are we doing here, guys? We're finding something. We're finding an HTML element that has an ID, input value. If I copy this right here, I jump over to the HTML, I paste, I see that on line 18, we have an input with an ID, input value. We just grab the data, whatever is inside of that, okay? Then we multiply that times the conversion rate. That gives us a converted value. We pass this converted value to our formatted currency function. Our function takes two arguments. What do we want it to go to, as well as its value. The signature of our format currency is it takes two arguments. These two arguments are required for this to work correctly. If this is null, our application will throw an error. It will complain and say, hey, you can't do that. I need to know this. Okay? Lastly, when we have our formatted currency, we do one line, this line right here on line 15. We take that formatted currency and we stick it on the HTML. We just stick it in there. We say, hey, I need you to change. Obviously, I can do whatever I want here. We switch this to hello, we refresh, we type in something, we hit hello. So when we click that button, there's a bunch of stuff that happened, right? I ignored everything we did to prove the point. This line of code right here is going to determine what goes in there. Right here, line 815. But the fact is, we don't want to just stick hello in there. We want to stick in a formatted currency. Where did we get a formatted currency from? A function call. This function call had to know what we wanted to format to and what the value was, right? How can I format money if I don't know how much money it is? Okay. Do I have any questions, guys? Any questions, guys? Oops. So I'm just gonna leave this right here. You guys can look at it. And obviously, I'm here for questions, guys. But you guys do some thinking. I like that. I want you guys thinking. Yes.
So you say that link will make it, right?
Which link? This one?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
So that's mean like in the link you only have like the currency of those countries that you make.
No. So right here, so right now, I can add as many as I want. I could say, I don't know, like USD to, what's some money that we all want? JPY? So this is eventually right here on the left, right here, these buttons, this is going to determine how many different ones I want, how many different currencies we can convert to.
How about the exchange rate?
So I don't know what the exchange rate is, and I want it to be accurate. That's why we call it an API. This right here, this API call that you see on line 20 through 23, this is going to give us a conversion. This is going to give us the rate. So right here, let's just test this one. Let's do Japanese yen, JPY, and I estimate that this will in fact convert. Okay, let's go ahead and change this flag just to make sure. Emoji copy. I like emojis, guys. I think they're beautiful. Yep. So I'm gonna add some. Do Japan. Okay. I don't see a flag. Oh, there we go. It's down here. Copy. Paste. Okay, save. Let's go ahead and refresh over here. And we see this. So I expect to see yen here. 1,000 USD to Japanese yen is that a 1 there?
1,100.
Yeah, 108,000 yen. Okay, let's let's confirm that this is right.
I think it's 100,000
What's 100,000?
yen.
Okay, hold on. 100,000. That doesn't make sense. Oh no, right here. Japanese yen. Right here. Okay, so 108,000 is equivalent to about $1,000. What did I have? $1,000. Okay, so you guys can see now what? That there's no such thing as a universal conversion rate. Yeah, but this is pretty accurate. I guarantee you guys show someone that this works, they'll be kind of impressed. You know, if you guys show me this works, I'll interview you guys and ask you some more questions. Okay, so do you have any more questions? Yeah.
Can you go back to the
Code?
yes? So the function get conversion from when HR send what's the result sent to?
VHR right here?
Yeah. So you have XHR sent at 33.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
when it returns the value, right? So where does it go to?
So right now, this function does not, in fact, take a return value. It does not do anything return. This is more advanced concepts. Okay, like sometimes there's a very fine line between showing you guys, teaching you guys, and then confusing you guys. Right now, you just can understand that there is no return value from here. This function does not return any value. It simply does stuff for us.
So you get the value, it's converted, and it's do what?
So in the event that that this is successful, right? The lines 26 through 29 will run. In the event that it fails, okay? I'm going to fail this on purpose, right? I'm just gonna throw in a garbage URL. I guarantee you go to this URL right here, right? This does not work. I go in here. It does not work. There's no API in this location. So I expect that now, if I save this, right? If I jump back over to our currency converter, and then I type in some stuff, if I hit convert, it's going to fail, right? And notice that, wow, this should be another, request failed, if, unload function, if, console.log, why don't I see a alert here? Failed request. Save, refresh. Come on, baby. Interesting. Okay, let's think about this. Fail. That worked. Let's just delete this. Okay, no APIs keys, good. Do this. We hit. Okay, there it failed, and we failed it on purpose. Okay, so just know that right now, like the big takeaway right now is that if this works correctly, line 26 through 28 will run. If it fails, these two lines will fail.
Okay,
Or will run.
I understand that. So when you click the get conversion is running, right?
Okay.
So how is it the update result get the value out to the HTML if you don't call it?
So we call update results right here.
You call it right there.
In the event that this is successful, we call update results right here.
Got it. Do exactly like yours.
Okay, do you have any other questions, guys? Yes.
I think there's a function part, not sure, but the online 14.
Okay.
Uppercase.
Yes.
What is that?
This is because our format currency, This has to take uppercase. It cannot be B and D. It has to be B and D. So watch. So we'll just do this. Let's just say hello world dot to uppercase and call that function, and it makes it capitalized for us. Guys, there's a million functions like this, okay? And you're gonna have to do this one day, I promise you. You're gonna have a string that's lowercase, you need to capitalize it. You're gonna have a string that's capitalized, you want to lowercase it. Okay? This is called parsing our data. Parsing it. We're changing it to a way that we can use. Okay?